In 2023, if you're not utilizing social media as a musician, you're really missing out. Let's face it, social media is one of the best ways to get yourself out there and build a personal brand as a musician. Of course, there's more than social media. You have to have good music and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, if you're making great music, but no one's actually listening to it, you're not really gonna go anywhere. In this video, I'm gonna show you how you could utilize social media in order to build your personal brand as a musician. In case you're wondering, my name is Jackhaze. I'm a music producer and a content creator based in Canada. In less than 2 years, I have built a following of over 260,000 people on TikTok. I also worked with mega brands such as DistroKid and Arturia. Now, I know there's a ton of people out there that are apparently coaches and they want to sell you courses on like how to blow up and stuff like that. I don't really know these people, but I'm assuming it's cap. All the information that I'm giving you today is tested by myself. I have tried these methods and I'm gonna give them to you guys for free. I want to give you guys as much value as I can, and all the things that I'm showing you guys today are things that I actually tested myself. So since this video is free to you guys, the least you guys could do is like this video. So if you can right now, just smash the like button. I would really appreciate if you guys do, okay? Thank you. Hooks are a short phrase or action in the start of your video that will keep people from scrolling away. At times, you may not even notice the hook in the video, and that's when you know that the hook is very good. I know it sounds crazy, but sometimes the hook is more important than the content itself. Think about like people clickbaiting you into watching like YouTube videos, right? They'll clickbait you at the start of the video just for you to watch it, when sometimes the content isn't really good itself. Having a powerful hook could be the shifting point of whether or not your video will see success. This is because people will scroll super fast if they're not hooked in a video. What you need to remember here is that algorithms will prioritize videos with high watch time. Let's say you're watching a video, right? And you watch it for a split second and then you just scroll out. This will give the algorithm information that the video that you just watched might not be that good. But if you watch the video from start to finish, that gives the algorithm information that, hey, this video is kind of cool and people like it. Here are some hook ideas for musicians. This is literally my best beat ever. Or you could say something like 3 FL Studio tips that changed my life. These are intriguing and make you want to watch the video till the end. Another tip is, and I've seen that in multiple videos lately, don't be afraid to experiment with multiple hooks. This video right here by Golden Balance is a very good example of that. He'll use 3 different hooks in his video.
I am literally eating pizza for weight loss. Yes, they are homemade and you are going to love me for this one. This homemade dough is composed of only 2 ingredients.
An example of multiple hooks for a musician would be something like this. Hook number 1, 3 FL Studio tips that changed my life. Hook number 2, the last tip in there is literally a cheat code. See what I did there? I implemented a second hook just to keep the person even more intrigued to watch the end. Another example would be, this is literally the best beat that I have ever made. Hook number 2 would be, my neighbors actually moved out when they heard the beat drop. If the neighbors moved out because the drop was so hard, chances are they're also gonna wanna hear the drop. Also, use high impact words when you're making the hook. Instead of saying 3 FL Studio tips that changed my life, you could say something like 3 FL Studio secrets that industry producers don't want you to know. TikTok has seen a great success in the last couple years, and other platforms are trying to imitate the formula that TikTok has. I'm talking about Instagram Reels and also YouTube Shorts. Since they're trying to do a bit of what TikTok is doing, they are heavily pushing out short form content as well. This is why it's in your interest to repurpose your videos onto other platforms. I personally had videos that flopped super bad on TikTok, but that went viral on Instagram. Not to mention, the more you repurpose your videos, the more reach you have. Here are some tips on repurposing your content. Make sure you do not have the TikTok watermark when you are extracting from TikTok. This is very important because Instagram is going to reduce your reach if you have any sort of watermark in your video. And I'm not inventing anything here. Instagram actually posted a statement about this. Another hack that I'm personally doing and I've seen have very good success is increasing the audio of your video. If you're exporting from, let's say, TikTok and you're going to Instagram Reels, I like to throw my video in like an editing software real quick. It creates an illusion for the listener that's like, oh, this is loud, so this is good. So I like to increase the volume a bit. I'm not saying like just crank it super, super loud, but you know, a bit of volume is really going to help out. Another tip is be mindful that different platforms don't necessarily have the same features on them. If you're trying to use the voice filters on TikTok, just know that the Instagram ones are not the same, or I'm not even sure they have actually voice filters. So if you want to utilize a feature on TikTok only, make sure you do the video in TikTok first and then export it and remove the watermark. And by the way, if you want to remove the watermarks of your videos on TikTok, just go to like Snaptic or just search like watermark remover on Google. I personally use Snaptic. From my experience, it's best to pick a niche and just go hard at it. I think it has to do with algorithms understanding your content and how they could deploy it to listeners. If the algorithm can't really pick up where your content is, or you know what your niche is, like what do, it's gonna have a hard time deploying the content to your listener. So as musicians, it's best to keep making content about music and doing it over and over again. This means that if you are a singer, but you're also a microbiologist, for example, you might as well make 2 separate accounts. Now, I know what you're gonna say, Jack, I don't want to make the same content over and over again. And to this, I reply, while the focus of your content is your music, the format in which you package the content can change. And this is what we're gonna see right now. Here are some interesting content formats that you could try if you're a musician or if you're an artist. Making a beat in less than 1 minute, beat breakdowns, remixing a popular song, remaking a popular song, random sample flips, and I do this one a lot. Tutorials on how to make beats for this artist. Instrument solos, if you play the guitar super well, record yourself playing the guitar. If you have placements, deconstruct them. Making a beat for an underground artist and tagging that artist. Here are some content formats for singers or rappers. Tell a story about the last song that you released. Show your process in the studio. Show actual studio footage. Post a 10 to 15 second clip of one of your song's lyrics. Do short format vlogs or day in a life videos. Here are some tips on content formats. Keep in mind that most of the times people want to actually hear your voice and see who is behind the music. So don't be afraid to show yourself and talk in your videos. It creates this intimacy between you and the listener that's very, very important. And if you're camera shy, I mean, just start with a voice. You know, you could just record, let's say your computer, and just talk, you know, just start with a voice and then move on to actually showing yourself in the videos. Being consistent is key, even though it's like super cliche, right? A man by the name of Robert Collier once said, "Success is a sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out." If you could post 3 times a day and get away with it, do that. But if your everyday life doesn't allow you to post 3 times a day, post once a day, post once every 3 days. But stay consistent in that routine. It's very, very important. It's not that algorithms want you to post every day. It's more of a personal thing that, okay, I gotta post today. I gotta post. It's more like a self-discipline thing. At the end of the day, it's more about finding your own schedule and just respecting it and delivering on it. With social media comes the aspect of collabing with other people. I look at collaborating like this. It's not that I need somebody to help me make beats, because I could do that myself. It's more about everything attached around it. There's just a bunch of talented people out there, and social media can help you discover them and linking up with them. Also, collaboration will automatically strengthen your network. For example, you link up with a dope guitarist, and 6 months from now, you got a session with a big artist that loves guitar beats. Who are you gonna call for guitar loops? This person that you met through your network. Plus, you can learn a lot from talking to musicians. If somebody is more specialized in live instruments, they could teach you a lot of things that you don't know, and vice versa. If you're more like me and you're more in the studio dealing with programs and like VSTs, I could teach them a lot about that as well. You got to look at collaborating as a relationship. At the end of the day, it's all about building great relationships and having everybody win in that relationship. Here are some tips on building good relationships. Don't be a dick. I know this sounds funny, but don't try to hit up people just because they got clout or just like because they got followers or placements. People see that a mile away. Try giving more than you receive. Adding value to people through just talking to them is way more interesting for them than just saying, hey, want to collab? Instead, you should offer them to send loops if they have a loop email. You could also pitch them content ideas. I've done this in the past where I'll link up with a YouTuber, for example, and I'll say, hey, we should do a video about this and that. I already have this part recorded, or I already have this part planned out. You should do this part and then we could collab on it. So you're doing part of the work, right? You're not just saying, hey, let's collab and I'm waiting for you to do the work. Adding value to the person is very, very important. Also, don't spam people. Come on. Another tip that I could give you is do not neglect real life connections as well. Just because you go viral on TikTok and you have 100,000 followers doesn't mean people know you in real life. You should still do the field work. Link up with local artists in real life. Go to these studio sessions. Go to the shows. Attend them. Go to these events. You need to connect with people in real life as well. There's just something different about meeting somebody in real life. Maybe I'm old school, but real life connections are super valuable, if not more valuable than just internet DMs. Trends could really help you if you want to blow up on social media. By trends, I don't mean like TikTok drama or like TikTok dances, unless dancing is your content. I mostly mean trending things in the music industry. I believe that just like entrepreneurs follow up on stocks and businesses, musicians should follow up on what's happening in the music industry. Now, I'm not saying go and dissect everything that's happening, but it would be smart to follow what sounds are trending on TikTok, for example. And if something's trending, it would be in your favor to make content around that thing. Now, I want you to be careful here, because if you just follow trends, at the end of the day, when the trends are not going to be there anymore, you don't have any content. This is why it's important for you to build your own content format as well, because when these trends die out, you don't want your content to die out as well. Here are some examples of trends that I followed that got me viral videos. The Vamp Christmas mashup. This is a Christmas mashup that I did where I sampled Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas, and I added a beat to it, and I added also Playboi Carti to it. Now, looking back to this 1 year later, I think what got it to be super viral was two things. Number one, timing. I mean, it was Christmas time in less than a month. Mariah Carey always comes back with this song she made on Christmas time. And Playboi Carti was also trending on TikTok at that time. And he also released Whole Lotta Red on December 25th. So the timing was very good, and I think all of the trends combined made this piece of content explode. So I think that's a big reason why this mashup did so well. More recently, I did a video called What If Sam Smith's Unholy was actually a drill song? And Sam Smith actually released the song Unholy a couple months ago, I believe, and it was trending on the platform as well. When you go viral and you actually have a video that blows up, it's important to realize that you need to take advantage of this moment, and you need to know what to do when these times come up. Going viral and seeing your notifications explode is one thing. It's very fun. It has a lot of dopamine effects onto your brain. But if you don't utilize these moments in your favor as a musician, then why are you doing all of this in the first place? This is why it's important to have a long-term vision and to be prepared when viral videos happen. To prepare yourself, you could ask yourself, what do you want to get out of making content? Do you want people to buy your beats? Do you want people to stream your music on Spotify? Whatever it may be, you got to keep that in mind when you're making content. Here's some tips on that. Make sure you redirect your audience to whatever you want them to see. You can have 100 viral videos, but if you never redirect your fans, you're not really going to benefit from these viral moments. Also, it's important to have a good link in bio. There are tons of alternatives out there. A good link in bio is Hubi, and I do recommend it to everyone. Right now, it is invite only, but you could sign up on their website and join the waiting list for it to come out. Plus, the person who runs it, Dan, is super cool, super chill, and he's all around a great person. So make sure you check them out. Now I'm gonna hop on Instagram and answer some of the questions that you guys asked. So I'm gonna pick some questions right now from the Instagram poll that I posted. So a lot of these questions I actually answered in this video, but some of them I haven't really mentioned. How do I define my branding? So branding is very, very important when it comes to making content and marketing in general. In my experience, I've seen a lot of content creators that actually have similarities inside their videos. So if you can, try to incorporate your own style to the video. Let's say I'm doing a mashup. I'll say like, what would it sound like if this artist made a drill track? And then the whole process of the video is actually just me showing how I did it. And then at the end, I just show like the final result. So this is kind of like my branding. Even though like I didn't invent this type of video, it's kind of like how I do it. So I would say experiment with different content ideas and implement your own twist into them. How to get your algorithm straight and hashtags. For me, I think hashtags do matter for the algorithm. The algorithms will look at the hashtags and be like, okay, this is a piece of content for musicians, for producers and stuff like that. In my experience, I don't think they're necessary, but I do think they help when it comes to algorithms picking up what kind of content you're actually making. What is the best way to reach your target audience? I think the best way to reach your audience is to make content that they would like to watch on a day-to-day basis. So it's a bit of reverse engineering and being like, okay, I'm gonna put myself in their shoes and see what kind of content they like to watch and make that type of content. Okay, so this is a good one. Why do people find it funny to bully people through social media? I think it has a lot to do with somebody starting something and then people following up on that. So if it's cool to bully people, I think more people would do it. For me, I have experience with hate comments in the past. I think hate comments will always be there, but I think you got to detach yourself from these comments because most of the times they're not even real, or like the people are just saying random bullshit. I've had a video in the past where I had thousands of people just hating me in the comments, and I could tell you it was really like emotionally draining. So now, like the hate comments, I try to leave them aside and I try to not to really pay attention anymore. But if you're a new creator and you get a lot of comments that are hateful comments, don't give up, because that's just one video and most of the times people don't really care at all. They're just saying bullshit just to say bullshit. How to properly begin making content and maintaining that. Well, I think it has a lot to do with just actually starting. Just starting is the hardest part, but once you get started, it's more of like having discipline to keep going. If you're scared to upload, just do it. Like, don't even think about it, just do it. You'll figure out like what kind of content you want to make. Once you do get some traction though, you will be very happy you started in the first place. So that's it for this video, guys. If you stayed till the end, I want to say thank you and I hope you got a lot of value from it. If you want to follow what I do and my content, you can follow me on Instagram at Jackhaze or on TikTok at @1Jackhaze. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel because I really want to upload more for you guys. And also, I want to ask you guys, what kind of videos do you want me to make? So let me know in the comments section down below what kind of videos you want. If you haven't seen my last video, I remixed a cicada and it went viral. So if you want to go check that out, you could click somewhere here. I don't really know where it's going to be, but you could click somewhere here if you want to watch it. Until next time, guys, peace.